and thanks for attending our Zen Doodle Zone workshop. We really hope that you enjoyed it. In this recap video, we will go through the main things that we covered in the workshop, so you will be able to pause, rewind and fast forward to the parts of the video to help you. So let's get started. Sketchbook is a free app that you can use to draw on your iPad or Android device. Today for this recap video, I am using my iPad, but you can use either device to be able to help you. You can also use your finger to draw, or if you have a stylus or an Apple Pencil, that might also be of help to you too. So let's load up the app and see where we're going to start. So the first thing we're going to do is press the Add button at the bottom, and then we're going to go to New Sketch. It'll give you kind of the orientation of the pages to what you're going to do. So I'm just going to press Create, and then it's going to bring up my main screen. I'm going to just use 2 fingers in a pincher movement just to make my page a little bit smaller so I can see it all there on the screen. So let's take a look at the tools that we've used in the session. So if we come down the side here, you can see we've got all of these different pen tools that you can use, and we will use some of these as part of the session here. You have this little puck here which goes through the thickness of your pen or pencil, and it also goes through the colour as well, and we'll look at this in a minute. And then we also have our layers, and then along the top of the screen you've also got some tools that are going to be able to help you, especially if I just zoom in the fill tool there that we've got there. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just the fine liner technical pen. I'm going to make it a bit thicker, and I'm just going to change it to black. And I'll do that by tapping on the circle and just moving it to black there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the outline of my design. So I'm just going to draw and make sure that as I draw, what happens is that all of the lines meet. Okay, so that there's no gaps between the lines. And then I'm just going to draw my sunshine top. There we go. And then I'm just going to draw my lines out. Now I'm doing a sunset, but you, as I've said, oh, now that one doesn't see, can you see there? If I just zoom in, there's a little bit of a gap. So I'm just going to zoom out and just undo that one so that we can just do it there. That's perfect, just because I need it touching. If it doesn't touch, then what happens is that when you come to fill in a minute, it won't actually fill and it'll just flood the whole screen. So let me now come up to my fill tool at the top here, and I'm just going to choose some colours to fill. So I'm just going to come here now and just move this circle around to just get some colours. And I'm going to do darker ones at the front, and then I'm just going to make it lighter just by moving it up a little bit further, and then just keep moving a little bit further, and I might even come back to that one there and do one there. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm just going to move this circle around, and you can see as you can make the colour more darker, lighter, more vibrant by moving this little circle here in the corner. So I'm just going to move that one to there, tap in the middle, and then I'm going to go around the outside like that. And then I'm just going to come to the yellow, make that a little bit lighter, and come round and do that. You can take as much time and make your design as complex or as simple as you want to. Once you've got your design all coloured in block colours, what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to get rid of those black lines and then start to look at the detail that we can then add in. So I'm just going to tap on Done in the corner, and I'm going to come down to the little rubber here. And if I just tap on it, you can see it's called a cashmere eraser, and you can make it so it's as thick or as thin as you want to. Now I want it to be quite thick so that it goes over the top of my black line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use those 2 fingers again just to pinch in and do. And then I'm just going to, oh, it needs to be a little bit thicker. So let's just make it a little bit thicker. There we go. Let's just try now. I'm going to go a little bit thicker. And that's the great thing about this. You just need to kind of keep having to play around and see, there we go, which one works best. So I'm just going to rub, there we go. And then I'm just going to move it across on the screen and just keep going now and getting rid of all of those black lines. If you make a mistake, remember you've got your undo button at the top that you can then just check and move. And if you need to, you can obviously go over the line again just to make sure that it kind of all matches up. Now, if you don't want to do this and you want to leave the black lines there, that's absolutely fine. Whatever works best for you in your Zen Doodled zone works for us. So I'm just going to come round now and just finish off these little black lines. So it kind of gives us this outline. And then we can then start to look at adding in the detail. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finish off this last black line here. There we go. So now I've got my picture that I can then start to annotate. So I'm just going to quickly come back. I'm going to save that one for the minute and just show you an example of one that I've previously done here. So you can do whatever pattern works best for you. You can have really, really intricate patterns. You can have really, really delicate patterns. It's whatever works best for you. So let me just go back to the picture that I started at. Here we go. So the best thing to do when you're starting to have a look at your pictures is start to get some kind of complementary colours that you can then do. So if I just come in here and tap on the circle of colour, it'll then bring up. So if I'm doing the green along the bottom, I can come down here and have a look and see if I can have a go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some little circles, kind of squiggle circles on this bit here, just to start. Now you can do them as big or as little as you want to. If you make a mistake, remember you've just got that undo button. So I'm just going to take my time and just do these around here. You can do kind of squiggly patterns, you can do geometric patterns. Whatever works best for you, you can do. And you can start to layer it up so that you get a lovely pattern there like that. And then literally all you're going to do now is you would just choose your pen colour. So if I'm going to go to the yellow here and maybe go for a peachy, more of a peachy colour. There we go. And have a look here. And I'm just going to do this one. And I'm just going to do some little lines. That colour doesn't work very well. So let's just do undo with that one. Let's go orange and make it a bit darker. There we go. And let's do some lines coming out of here. And you can do the same patterns if you wanted to. It's completely up to you. You can also use some of the other tools as well. So if I just go to the spray and choose white, for example. Now I just want to check the thickness of this now. This might take a couple of attempts, this one. So I might just do press and rub. Now because this is the airbrush, you've just kind of got to rub over the top several times just for it, because obviously it's kind of not ink straight away, so you just need to kind of keep layering it up by kind of rubbing round in a circle the whole time, either with your finger or with your stylus. And then you have that there. And then what you can then do is maybe go for a green and just kind of do a 3D line on it there. So I'm just going to come back up to my pen there. There we go. And just kind of do, oh, not the right colour. This is where you've got to kind of just have a little bit of a go and see. And come round into that. There we go. And just kind of do a little bit of a, almost like a bubble line to see what that then looks like that there. So you can do as many different patterns as you want to. It all works out. It's all about having a go and looking at the different textures of all of these different tools down here at the bottom. And then obviously you've got your colours in here that you can change the main colour by coming around in the circle and then changing the darker colour. And the lovely thing is that it keeps your colour history there and also suggests some complementary colours there as well. And as I say, once you then have your picture, if I just save that one to my gallery, completed like this one, then you can then save that and print that off, or maybe even use it as a card or a present. You could pop it into a frame for somebody where you can really see the effort that you have taken. And it's not just sunsets you can do. If I go back to the gallery, I love doing this one, which is kind of like a hair. So I kind of drew a picture of a person on the side and then did all of the hair in kind of rainbow colours. And then again, it's just taking a pen, choosing a colour, and then having a go by choosing the pen tool. And so if I'm going to do the purple, I'm going to come down here and I might do this pink colour. And then this one, I might just want to do some circle dots. You can literally do whatever you like, whatever kind of style. You can make it as intricate as you want to. It's completely up to you. And then when you're happy with your pictures, all you need to do is press the share button, then share. It then tells you what type of file that you want to do. So if we just do it as a PNG file, and then what it'll do is it gives you your drop down menu to be able to let you save your image. And then once your image is saved, then it allows you to then share that with us on Showbie. And we would love to see some of the designs that you make. And to give you some inspiration, if I just come back out here into my library and have a look, I can show you some beautiful pictures that have already been created. So if I tap on my Zen Doodle zone here, you'll be able to see this is the one that I took my idea from before when I made that one and kind of put it into my own iPad version. But you can see there are lots of other ones that you can do, maybe just a plain sunshine and a wave, doing words instead of doodles. Anything goes. You've got all of these different ones that you can use. And as you can see there, the patterns don't need to be intricate at all. Even just lines and circles works really, really well. That one's beautiful. That's one of my favourite ones there. And then you've even got some ideas, just like I did before, where you've got the person in the middle and you've got the hair. And that one's lovely because actually that one is just the colours. And then you've got all of the black annotations over the top. And that's the one that I used before as my inspiration. So have a look through and use Sketchbook to see what Zen Doodle Zone designs you can create. And we can't wait to see them in Showbie. We really hope that this video has helped, but if there is anything that you need from us, please get in touch with us at the Discover Digital team and we will be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching.